Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm Victoria Corva, you can call me V, and today I'm streaming The First Tree, which is an indie game I hear takes about an hour and a half to play, which sounds pretty perfect for me. And I know very little about it other than that you play as this very beautiful fox and you uncover the story of a man trying to reconnect with his father, I think? So, yeah, I'm really hopeful. Hello to everyone in chat today, to Ninetailed Dragon, Alquill, Sam, and Maliki. It's lovely to have you here. Let's see. Right, I might need to turn down the volume a little bit. Graphics very high, that seems all good. Do you not have... Oh, we want subtitles on so everyone can follow. There's not any audio options? Well, then I suppose we shall see. I might have to turn down my PC audio. I'm not sure how that'll affect everything. Okay, I'm already in control.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
I'm gonna have to turn this down. Give me a second. I hope you can still hear me. Alright.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
It's giving me controller instructions, but
usually get back to sleep.
I'm not using a controller. Fine. You can still hear me. Fantastic.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head.
Okay.
She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
All right.
I might not be able to talk very much for this game if they're going to be talking a lot. I don't want to talk over all this like lovely narration. Sam says, can't get the eyes out of my head. Good, that's where they should be. It would not be a stream if Sam didn't come in with a pun. Alright. Alco says this is weird, the narration seems to have nothing to do with the game. Yeah, I believe they're kind of, you're exploring and you're hearing a story that is separate, and I assume those stories collide at some point. Oh, they really can. All foxes really can double jump. Hi, Story Dragon, welcome! I think there's a sprint button, but I don't know what it is. Is it that? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? Not that. Is it that? Nope. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, I'm not supposed to be exploring this way. I've hit an invisible wall. Houses be so polite they wouldn't even interrupt a video game. I just don't want to ruin the experience for people watching. I do actually interrupt people a lot, IRLs. I struggle to know how to insert into we're talking about conversation again. This is so, it's Signs of the Sojourner-esque, but like I struggle to know how to be part of a conversation. And so it used to be that I would just never speak because I would never manage to get into the conversation in time. And then I feel like I interrupted too much, and that made me unhappy, and people would complain about it, so I was very self-conscious about it. And now I think I'm a little bit better, but there is a certain element of interruption. I think listening to other people talk, interruption is like there's a certain amount of interruption in any conversation, particularly if you're talking to someone who doesn't really pause. You just try not to be rude about it, I guess. It's difficult. Sam says one-on-one is better than group combos. See, I find group combos easier. Unless the other person... Oh my gosh, what is happening? That's a little fox. How do I...
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Okay, so they're telling the story of this fox. Oh no. I'm sorry I couldn't content one for this. I didn't know. So, with that in mind...
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other 2 children. So she took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
I'm going to assume this may be quite a dark game. So be warned. I say dark, at least sad. If she's looking for her cubs, and we've already met one of them that's died. And Nine-Tailed Dragon says, if in doubt, just yell objection. Oh, that's great advice, thank you.
The fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
Nine-Tailed Dragon says, okay, yeah, they just killed a baby fox in the intro. This game means business. Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. I don't think that's going to be the saddest thing in this game. Plus, you hear this emotional piano music. But that said, I do still really love being like a little fox in this wide open wilderness, so I'm going to follow the lights off the path. Sam says with interruptions, it's also a preference relationship culture thing. People have different tolerances, preferences for both interrupting and being interrupted. Yeah, it's difficult. It's very, very awkward, and I don't completely understand how we're supposed to navigate that successfully all the time. I feel like people are always unhappy, and there are some people who interrupt constantly and have no tolerance for being interrupted, and that's very hard for me to handle. But just kind of, I think as humans we're all just kind of, humans and other kinds of people, I think we're all just muddling along. Oh, we've got, Nine is coming in with a prediction. Oh, I can dig. You haven't played this game or heard of it before. With that in mind, here's your prediction. Let's hear it.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Okay, Nine says Rachel is not actually there. The narrator is imagining her responses. She is actually dead, and this is part of his process of letting go. Ooh, that's a heavy prediction. It could be. I believe, from what I know about the game, which is not much, that it's a story about his relationship with his father. But I really don't know. Sam says, it makes me wonder if neurodivergent people struggle more or less in cultures where interactions are subject to much stricter rules, where there are much more strict rules for interaction. Because on the one hand, it allows for less flexibility accommodations, but also the rules are more clear? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would say that where people, my experience in English culture, where the rules are extremely fuzzy, but people still expect you to know what they are, is that strict rules do just, it's hard to learn them. And then you get in a lot of trouble, but I don't really know. Nine says, I imagine it varies. Neurodiverse folk are well diverse. That's a very good point. Am I supposed to do something here? Am I stuck? I'm not stuck. Why is... Okay, this is obviously a dreamscape, because he's talking about his dream, right? And there was like a little carousel? Merry-go-round there? So... not a carousel. Nope, nope. It's very pretty. I feel like it is a sign of how much I am not I'm not very sophisticated, that I'm like, man, this game would be way more fun if there wasn't this really sad story going on about humans while I'm exploring. But I'm sure the story has merit. It's very well voice acted so far. Just not very far in yet. Sounds as I wish I dreamed of pretty foxes. Yeah.
Usually those kids would leave me alone, but somehow they could tell I was different. They made fun of how far away I lived. They called my dad a sourdough. I was a blabbermouth as a kid, telling my dad stories I made up for hours. But after that show and tell, I didn't tell him much anymore. He didn't know exactly what was wrong, but his best guess was that the toys he carved weren't cool enough. He carved me a tank and tried to tell me what it was like to be in a real tank as a serviceman.
I didn't know your dad was in the military.
Yeah, in the army. The sad thing is that I'd pretty much forgotten until just now. There's so much I still don't know about him.
I'm sorry. He knows how much you love him. You're going to see him again soon and have some closure, I'm sure.
Should I go this way? Sounding less and less like your guess is right, and maybe so 9. Sam's guess prediction is this is actually a therapy session. Interesting, interesting. Oh, we can see a glimmer in the distance. That must be where we're going. This game is very loud. I don't understand why it has no volume control. That's such a basic accessibility requirement. I don't know how loud it is for you listening, but for me, it's just absolutely booming in my ears, this soundtrack. I might even have to put my headphones half off. Ooh, a bunny! A bunny? Wow. Alright. Okay, yeah, you can see, like, the glimmers around in the wall. That's interesting. So is this game a bit of a walking simulator, do you think? Like, does the gameplay get more complicated than just going to places and it telling you a story? Nine says it's not a buddy, that's dinner. Fox, remember? Like... I am not a predator, so I struggle with the predatory mindset.
The older I got, the more I withdrew. I asked myself, why talk to anybody anyway? Why bother when I'm happy by myself? I started drawing a lot.
Oh, that's a good
mostly
concept.
Animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies. I think...
Okay. You just wait here. The game? No. Do I get a mixer? No. I am on Windows, but it's... Open volume mixer. Applications. The first tree. Haha! Oh, let's try that.
That idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career. I found a lot of solace in that.
Oh, that's a little bit better.
I'm not surprised.
I hope it's not too
quiet
quiet
for you. But I did the same thing, you know? There's something special about having a place to call your own.
And now look at us. Well, if you count renting in an overpriced city.
Ninetailed Dragon says there's nothing wrong with walking simulators. I completely agree. That said, if I'm expecting a game where there's challenge and I get a walking simulator, I can get a little bit disappointed. Although I think like games like Soma were considered walking simulators, and that has quite a lot of challenge in it, but you know what I mean. And I guess I still don't really know. I don't really know what genre this game is. Ooh. Nine says, welcome back. While you were away tinkering with the volume controls, we started a cult in your name, and you have returned as foretold. No cults. Sam says the challenge is not getting sad. Oh, I always fail that challenge. I feel like when I was younger, things never made me cry, and as an adult, like, any sad game just absolutely tears into me. Okay, there's probably some story on this car. Sam says, remember Nine, not a cult, but a tight-knit community. Oh, no. Let's not go down that route. Okay. Oh, there's a little hole I can dig in. Oh, I've already dug it. I've already dug it up. I have. Alright, chat, let's look for twinkles. I'm not seeing any twinkles. More bunnies who are dinner, but I cannot eat. That's not a twinkle, that's the sun. You know, you make a strong argument. Nines is the sun is the best twinkle? Oh no. It's not a great twinkle for staring directly at, it must be said, but it does provide manifold benefits. Nope. Okay, there's some twinkles. Those are definitely twinkles. Hi, Neowolf, welcome! Playing a fox, I think, walking sim, and it's telling a man is telling a story. I think this was his dream. Oh, we're into a new stage. I was just gonna say, I hope the environment gets some changes. Ooh. Oh, this is just lovely. Neowell says, I played this a year or two ago. It's a nice little game. Oh, that's good to know. Alright, well there's a little story beacon there. I might start running.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom, so I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah,
kids
I realize
don't
now.
play with roadkill.
But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his
watching
business
this stream,
than what was
but
going
even
on with
so.
me.
Oh no. The twinkle, it is beyond me. Well, I thought I was double jumping. It just doesn't seem to make it. Let's give it a go. One more try. Aha! Oh, I really love a good forest environment. And I really like this art style. It's got a lot of good lighting. Now, okay, there's a little beacon, and we're still on the lookout for twinkles. Sounds as the music suits it very well, I agree.
He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings.
Ooh.
But all good things have endings.
I have butterflies now.
A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Okay, if we jump, we lose the butterflies. Do you think I'm supposed to take them somewhere? Okay, they respawned. So how's everyone doing on this Friday? For me, this is Joe's last day of work, my partner. So I'm really, well, for 2 weeks, which is quite a big deal for us, so I'm really looking forward to Joe being off. And we really, really need a break. Nine says, yes, you lose the butterflies if you jump. This is exactly how animals work. I don't know what I was thinking, Nine, obviously. Sam says it's also my last work day before holiday leave, so feeling very similar. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you're gonna get a break. Oh, butterfly emote. What was that? What was that? What was that? Butterflies plus double jump? Oh, it'll give me like an extra jump. Okay, there's some gameplay here. Like, well, there's already gameplay. I mean, there is some, like, challenge platforming going on. Although, honestly, if the environments keep changing, I'm very happy. Alright, there's one. You're really looking forward to a break, Sam? Well, I hope you get a very restful break. It's so difficult in employment. You just work so long and you don't really ever get time to recover. So I hope the time that you do have is very restful. Okay. Look at this. This fox can fool a long way. There's a lot of butterflies around.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I approved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but...
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself.
Is that a Jorts type situation?
More than to me.
I should not be memeing over the top of this very beautiful game. Can't help myself. Sam says, "Yeah man, chucking a tape out of the window, that's far even for you." It did seem like after he talked about putting roadkill into people's houses, that was, I mean, I think littering is very, very bad, but like, it didn't seem as wild. Oh, did I get the butterflies? I wonder why those butterflies are there. Oh, you can jump back. There's a rock behind. Yeah, there's some nice platforming here. Nine's doing a great job of educating us all about the true facts about foxes that we are learning from this game. Thank you, Ninetail. Okay, I'm not sure how to use that. Should I come at it from a different angle? There's nothing above it. I don't know why I suppose something above it. I guess I'll just take it and then jump and then see where I get. Sam says this is an educational stream now. Exactly. This is now. Okay, that doesn't do it. This is now an educational stream. I really love waterfalls in video games. Does anyone else have that? They're just very beautiful, and the noise is not as loud as it would be in real life, and I'm not getting wet, so I can just enjoy them. Skrillex says, I guess Tails is a fox, and he uses his tails to fly. It checks out. Yeah, it checks out. Foxes, double jump, flight. I wonder if I could still find this game. 3 butterflies. I see. Okay. I was wondering, has anyone ever played, there was this old, there were 2 Flash games, I think, that I played as a kid. I think one was called William and Sly, and the second one was William and Sly 2. And you're a little fox collecting fairy flies for the I think it was a catboy or something that you live with. And you're exploring this environment, and there are little creatures called darklings that try and eat all the fairy flies you've collected that hover around you as you explore. And you can unlock shrines, and there's like a little bit of lore of like stories about foxes that can fly and stuff. And it was just really beautiful. It was very beautifully artworked. It was a very fun platformer. And it really left an impression on me. Like, I still remember those games very well, even though they were just kind of released for free on kind of a Flash gaming video games website. Yeah, I don't know whether anyone else has... surely other people have played it. I don't know whether people would remember it, because this is like... This must be circa like 2008, something like that. Alright, let's see how many butterflies I can get. I can't double jump. Right, there's a second lot of butterflies. Do the butterflies get washed off in the water? Is that what was happening? Maybe that's what was happening. I'll get safer butterflies. So it says I don't remember the game, but it sounds fun. It was really lovely. Ooh, there's a twinkle. Escapee twinkle. Okay, I think I will need to get those butterflies at the top. That's the only other butterflies in this environment. Okay. I hope they don't all get washed off. This is very peaceful. This is what I need on a Friday. Ninetailed Dragon says, so if you need these butterflies to get you up the cliff, does that make them boingo flies? Oh my goodness. Oh no! I didn't mean to! Butterflies! Okay, these butterflies first. Do they just go off when I jump off, don't they? Or do I always double jump for the fool? Okay, I got him. Or they become butterflies. Oh no. I love this. I love everyone who comes into chat on these streams. Just keeps everything very entertaining. Oh. Mm-hmm. Please. Please, I cannot jump. Hang on. Okay, I might need these ones first. Can I fall down the waterfall? No, because I do have to jump to get up there. I'm not sure how to deal with this. Alright. Those are on the ground. Those are the easiest to get. I had to jump to them, so I needed to have no butterflies to get the ones I just got. It's possible I don't have to jump to get up here. Ooh. Is that a thing? 9 can foxes just kind of handstand their way up? Please. Please, game. No. Okay. And you do need to jump to get them. Okay, so I feel like there's something I'm missing. That's 2.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over.
Got it.
That was my only goal for a long time.
Who dropped down the stone above the butterflies? That's a good idea. That was probably what I was supposed to do, but I think I glitched myself up there. I found an angle. The Skyrim solution? Absolutely. Even without a mountain pony, I can still make it up. Sterling says I had to take a different angle. Yeah, so I think I a little bit glitched my way up there. Oh, thank you, butterflies. Blingerflies. We're in some like beautiful plains now. I love the sunlight here.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
I love that there's this like beautiful introspective story and chat is speculating about whether all four-legged creatures are capable of walking up like basically vertical inclines based on Skyrim physics. Oh. New environment. They're really digging up old memories, eh, says Sam? Oh my goodness. Oh, this is very beautiful. I really hope the other fox cubs are safe and fine and well. Sam says, okay, either this is not a therapy session or that therapist should have a talk with the ethics board. Yeah, I think that might be the narrator's partner or something. Therapy theory is being blown out of the water. Oh, that was an interesting movement. I want to get up. I want to get up. Ah, some platforming. These rocks get progressively larger, eh? See, this is my speed. I can do this. Double jumping is such an incredible mechanic. And I wish... Like, how incredible would it be to do that in real life? It's just so... It feels really good when you do it in a video game. Ooh, that's a big one. Maybe we have an unreliable narrator going on here? I mean, maybe. That's true. He seems pretty earnest. Oh, you can hear this twinkle. What am I supposed to do? Not that. This. This. Just hitting buttons. I'm not sure what it's showing me. I stand. I bow. Oh, I'm supposed to do it in time. Aha! Play bow! Yeah! That's lovely. Yeah, I'm having a nice time. I feel like a tiny bit of pressure in the sense that apparently this game takes an average of an hour and a half, but I'm like, that's the length of my stream. So now I would really like to complete it all in one stream, because I'm not just going to do like 5 minutes of it in another stream, you know? I think my butterfly confusion might have slowed me down. Skrillex says with the Game Genie in Mario 3, you could hack the slowful air jump code. It was ridiculously fun. That does sound fun. I never used a Game Genie. Speed run for the rest of the stream? Yes, this is a Vekova speed run. Oh my gosh, I forgot the word for speed run immediately. As you can tell by my incredible pace in pathfinding. Oh, wait. Okay. Got it.
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out.
Alright.
For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, He would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me. My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
New environment. Yeah, this game's really lovely. I'm enjoying this story. I don't find it incredibly relatable. I did not have a good relationship with my parents. And that was not on me. But I like hearing other people's stories nonetheless. Now, okay, Chad's been having speedrunning talks here. Nyan says, okay, now this part coming up is what we call catharsis skip, where the narrator doesn't get to let his feelings up and remains bottled up and frustrated for the rest of the run. This saves about 12 seconds. Oh my goodness. Sam says people have been looking for a consistent out-of-body skip ever since the game came out, but nobody has ever managed it yet. Well, there is one, but it's not RTA viable, and there isn't a task yet, so we don't know if it's actually possible. Oh my goodness. Okay. Was OB out of body, or did I don't know if that was actually what you're referencing, or if you're just doing random. Anyway. Oh no, yeah, out of body skips are a thing. Out of bounds. Okay, yeah, I've confused that. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, it's like when you just like ghost through things. No, out of bounds. I don't speedrun, can you tell? Going outside where the game expects the character to be able to go. Yeah. Going into those terrifying and empty spaces very often.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes, the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
I would hope most teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind.
That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Sounds as for someone who doesn't speedrun, you're very able to keep up with the jargon. Well, I know what speedrunning is, and I've seen like some peripheral, like speedrunning adjacent videos and things. Because I've been playing video games my whole life. Sterling says already adults looking for the daily grind. You know, I was thinking that as well, because who? Whomst among us is just like, man, I wish I was grinding more. I wish my life was that much more monotonous and difficult. Sam said the same thing. Is there anyone looking for the daily grind? Ninetailed Dragon says, even when I had a job I liked, I still wanted to do less of it. Yes, that is very much a mood. I'm very fortunate in that my job is writing. Although, obviously, there are some drawbacks with that. But even so, the pressure of that being the way that I earn money is very tiring. And it's like I wish I could work less than I do, even though I love writing. And it was the same with narration. Just very tiring and frantic. Am I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be going. I'm not gonna get a good speedrunning time if I don't work out. My pathing is all wrong. Where is the next objective? It's that big glow, but I don't know how I get up there. Do you go around that way? No, there was nothing that way. Sounds as infinite height glitch? Oh, there was just a little pathway. Sterling says, I love my job, programming and open source. Oh, it's wonderful. But I still want to have more freedom to just improve the world generally, yeah. And that's another thing. It's like, if we had more time outside of our jobs, even if you like your job, it doesn't mean that you do nothing. It just means that you are able to choose how you spend that time. And I think that's a very powerful thing. And I think, honestly, the world would be a lot better if we were doing more of that. Salt stack. I'm not familiar. Okay. Here it is. Is it gonna fade to black? You stream test writing Tuesday and Thursdays on Twitch? Oh, that's good to know. Hey everyone, if you're interested in Salt Stack. Wait, there's still a beacon there. Hold on just a second. Okay, I keep hearing people talk about Advent of Code. I kind of have a vague idea of what that would be just from the name, but if you want to explain... What is Advent of Code? Do I dig this? Why is it glowing still? Look like I've played this area, I don't know. Advent of Code is a little puzzle game. The challenges get progressively difficult. It's a website where they post small programming challenges every day, kind of like a crossword. Oh, that sounds really good. They have a North Pole theme to them. That sounds fun. Okay, it's still with the beacon there, but I couldn't see anything there. I'm getting a little frustrated. So look, okay, that's definitely pointing down onto the platform where we got... We've already got that, it's 3 of 3. I guess we'll just wander on. They usually have silly little stories to go with them. This year's theme is that Santa dropped the keys to his sleigh overboard a ship. So you're in a glitchy, malfunctioning submarine looking for them. Oh, that's lovely. That beacon, when I looked there, is actually just the platform we got the 3 of 3 on, so I don't think that's it. Did you hear that beautiful sound? Yeah, the only direction I'm being given is that platform. I'm a little bit worried it might be glitched. Come back, crows, sisterly. Checking. I really hate it when you're missing something but you don't know what. And when that is also in a walking simulator, so there's, like, I don't feel like the challenge is the point. I become slightly frustrated. I just want to get a good time. Oh well, we'll go back out and see if there's any other beacons. Sam says, don't worry, V, we're still on world record pace. Okay, okay. You can bring it back. I wonder if it's just like, is it just like a couple twinkles I missed or something? Like... that direction is clear. We'll go back this way. Oh, there's some twinkles over there. Let's go for it. Sam says, the real twist of this game, resolution is impossible and there's no end. You're just stuck here forever like the Narita. Oh no. That would be a bad twist. Yeah, okay, it was just that I haven't, hopefully it's just that I haven't picked up enough twinkles. I just wasn't sure whether you needed all of them because, honestly, we just seem to not be particularly hunting them down in the other levels. Oh, my hands are getting cramped from using this controller. Okay, there we go. Well, that's 2 more. I think there was a beacon there. That's not a beacon, that is the sun, but this is a beacon. The game could definitely have telegraphed the goals a bit better, says Sam. I mean, yeah. But also, I mean, it's a very beautiful and well-realized indie game, like... For all I'm complaining, it's really not that bad. People actually have speedrun this game. The world record is 19 minutes 49 seconds. Why would you speedrun this game? The story is the entire point. That's unexpected. Nine says, it always seems like missing the point of little games like this, but I'm glad folks are having fun. I am not required to get it. That is very true. Like, enjoy games however you choose. That's always the case. But also, oh, these are just beacons I've already done. Oh no. It genuinely doesn't show me where I'm supposed to be going. I guess keep an eye out for twinkles. Because the only thing I can think is that there's more twinkles. Yeah, I've already got that. Arcadia just came to the room. Hi, Arcadia! Arcadia is wonderful. I mean, just recently I watched someone, he's not really a speedrunner, trying to speedrun Super Mario 64. And, trying to, do some of the speedrunning skips that people know. And it was really entertaining, actually. But, okay, that's new. But that game is very different in terms of content to this one. Strelix says it's more fun if you've already done it traditionally. I can see that. Neowolf says you're a professional slow runner. It took you 2 years to finish The Witcher 3. I didn't complete the main quest in Skyrim, a game I played many, many hours in for 10 years.
Property, there were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car.
How's that for slow running?
Unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk. And I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
Strelix says, I'm very much a slow runner for Breath of the Wild. I'm going for completion exploration. Oh, that sounds lovely. Breath of the Wild is such a big, beautiful game. I really like it. I'm terrible at the combat though, so I will never be able to complete it. Oh, I think this might be the next area. Fox? Is that a wolf?
The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
This is very dark. I don't think I actually need every twinkle. I think the twinkles are just for fun. missing every twinkle. Sam says you laugh, but sometimes I wonder if gamers actually enjoy any of the games they play. Oh, I can tell you! I am a gamer and I really enjoy my games. I even play very mainstream things like Fortnite, and I love it. I have a great time. Sav says, I don't have the time or perseverance to be a real speedrunner, but I have learned speedrun tricks for a couple of games. And that on its own has been very fun, actually. It seems interesting. It seems like it must be, like it's a fun new challenge in a game that you already enjoy. I like that aspect of speedrunning. Am I not a gamer, TM? Are you sure? Subtle but important difference. Oh, okay, well. Nine says V, but with RGB lighting. Oh. I would, though. I would only be improved by RGB lighting. Okay, we have 20 minutes to get to a satisfying emotional conclusion. Do you think we can do that? I'll run over. If I have to. Music's so beautiful. Sam says, I guess there's no way for me to verify, but I very much doubt they go around the internet screaming at people for enjoying games the wrong way and complaining about the town lives taking over their games with queers and people of color. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I see. Well, yeah, I'm not like a toxic gamer, but I tend to resent the idea that being a gamer or someone who identifies as someone who really enjoys playing games is bad. Because I love video games. I think they're an incredible art form. I really hate the gatekeeping around them. There's so much gatekeeping around them, and has been my whole life. But yeah, no, I guess I am not a gamer, TM. Just a regular gamer. It's a shame the culture is so toxic. I mean, because look at this. The world is full of beautiful pieces of artwork and things that aren't beautiful pieces of artwork, but are just really fun. And I feel like everyone should be able to explore them.
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
Sam says, totally with you. Maybe I should stop using that term so ironically. No, I get your point. And I mean, like, Equa's gamer culture is very toxic. Unfortunately. Nia Will says some cool games unfortunately have toxic communities. Almost makes me like the game less, but that usually is not the game's fault. Yeah. And some very toxic game developers have really lovely communities, and it's not fair. It's a whole thing. Nine says, as I said elsewhere earlier, there's nothing more certain to suck the joy out of something.
You can't go to sleep
than having to interact
like
with its fan community. Yeah.
I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you.
This is my kind of environment.
You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
This is 1,000,000% 100% my kind of environment.
You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came.
They're pretty
I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she
Foxes can
did
walk
stop
on water,
by,
but only
she
at
never
night.
went beyond the fence.
9, is this true?
Why was she so scared?
Official confirmation from Nine-Tailed Dragon required.
I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way. Except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere.
A common misconception,
talked
they
to
only
my teacher,
try at
but
night. They don't do it during the
I was
day
scared what he
when
would
they're
do
more
if he
visible
found
due to
out.
performance anxiety.
As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling, of the wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road
Don't get
leads
this close to deer in real life.
There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the
Just
same
do
thing.
not.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
This is a very lovely. Sam says, doubt that I could even if I wanted to. Well, that's good. When they run away from you, that's good for you. Our family, Skrillex says our family called deer Wabu for historical reasons. Okay. Sam says chosen family is real family chat. This has been a PSA. Absolutely. 10 minutes for an emotionally satisfying conclusion. We'll call that a speed run if we do it. Not like a good speed run. In all seriousness though, I think this game's really beautiful, and I think it's been time well spent. And I think it was it's a lovely concept that obviously they wanted to work through a very real and difficult emotional story, and they're telling that story in a video game while you get to explore beautiful and peaceful environments is a really it's a lovely choice and kind of softens the blows, and I like that. It makes it more of a safe environment. Sam says, Joseph, I get this is an emotional high point for you, but I need you to wrap it up. My stream is almost over. Exactly. Come on, Joseph. Move it along. Neobul says, it's telling a nice story, but IMHO, it's not really a Fox game. Yeah, I would like to do more Fox things. What I said at the beginning of the stream is still true, which is that I think coming into this not expecting a walking simulator, I would have liked more gameplay. But now that I've accepted what it is, I'm very happy. But like, you're not really doing anything to do with being a fox. Nine says Joseph is so inconsiderate, not packing his grief and guilt into a nice, easily scheduled time block. I know! Sam says this one is one of those games that falls under good, but should it have been a game? Maybe.
The fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the Jade Valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
Spirit of the North? It's a Fox game 3D puzzle platformer? That sounds fun. The fox is spectacularly pretty, if nothing else, says Ninetail Dragon. That's good to hear. Skrillex says, my partner's grandparents had pug dogs, and when they would pass the deer, the puppies would get super excited and they make a bit of sound, so the grandparents start yelling wabu when they saw the deer. Aww. That's very cute. Alright, I really hope me jumping off of that cliff at the beginning hasn't hurt my time.
At the end of high school, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast, then got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition. I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible. Siza helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture, and he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these glints of light, like not finding a job, or even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for, even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
Joseph, I'm glad that you're working through this, but I really need to know if the fox finds her babies. Sam says, you heard it here first, chat. High uni tuition fees is the real villain of this game. And of real life. Yes. Well, one of the real villains. Oh my goodness. got a real rogues gallery in real life. So let's not get into that. Hello? That was me saying hello to the twinkle. Sorry. Sam says, Joseph, you have to tell me what the fox is going on. You're gonna wring as much use out of that fox pun as you can, right? Nine says the real villain was capitalism all along. Certainly. Always has been. Thanks everyone for keeping me company today. I think this is a really nice way to end the week. I don't know whether I'm streaming next week or not yet. I wonder, because Joe's off for a couple weeks, I wonder if I should just take a break until the new year. But at the same time, I really do enjoy these streams. So I haven't really decided yet.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
Nine says maybe you should find out if Joe wants to stream something together with you. The thing in Feral a while back was fun. Oh, the Feral streams. Oh. Hold on.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
I mean, I could maybe stream something with Joe. I don't know if they'll want to or not. They used to do these really amazing stone world Minecraft streams where they were playing in a biome of only stone and trying to survive. It was very cool. Nine says, sun is the best twinkle, cold it.
There was a letter I received yesterday.
Yes.
From a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
Oh, you remember Stoneblock?
You already have my love.
Sam says do a speed run stream and see if they can beat your time. There's no way they can. There's no way I'll get them to speed run. We could speedrun Minecraft, I suppose, but they would definitely do better than me. Skrillex is definitely not a therapist. We can only hope. first tree awakens and gently asks if there is one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says... I guess she says she loves them. Yeah, that seems... There's a bit of a, like, journal RPG element there. Oh, there we go.
I guess your journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a
You
plane
get
to
one
the
letter for
last
each twinkle
place
you
on
collected?
Earth I
That's
wanna be.
wonderful. I didn't notice
The
that.
only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die.
She sent the letter.
But only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day
You
tomorrow,
should just give it to him.
but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
It's the night before the funeral. Ah. Six months later. Oh. This is unexpected. Why has it gotta be so spooky about it? This is not a fox. I agree, Srillex. I thought that was the end. This is not a horror game. I'm just gonna keep repeating that to myself. Oh, they did. They did end up having a child. Or they are having a child. Oh, they've moved back out to the wilderness. Okay, hang on. Have I turned run on? Okay. Sam says this was actually the prequel to Phasmophobia. Do not even joke. If I get jump scared, I will lose my mind. No. How do I... No. Where are the twinkles? I don't know where to go. Oh, we're running a little bit late. Now no one will believe I'm a speedrunner. I kind of assume... Are we going to see a fox? That's what I feel like is going to happen. keyboard because the controller was not... didn't feel as comfortable with this setup. You're hoping the Dream Fox is going to show up? Yeah, me too. A 10? Can't go that way. I feel like this is suffering from how much it feels like every horror game. I'm just like instinctually frightened. Let's see. Okay, here's a path. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, if anything. I can't really interact with the environment. I just kind of walk into things and they open. Where's the bedroom? He's a vampire. Joseph is a vampire, confirmed. It's Rachel. The real horror of this game is moving, says Sam. I mean, I feel like the only real thing to look at is this tent. I just had to click. That's added 5 minutes to my speedrun.
What the hell?
There we go. Dream Fox. Dream Fox is here. Skrillex says the real lesson to learn is that fox are not delightful and people are sluggish and ungraceful. I assume that was actually meant to be fox, but I really like the idea of calling them foxen, so we're just gonna go with that. Dream Fox is real. 9 called it. I'm gonna run late. We're already 10 minutes late, but this is the end. Yeah, the dream has come true. Oh, I forgot, Sam. You did a really good joke when I was writing in the final message for the Fox's children. I just didn't. I wanted to give it a moment before I read it out, and then I forgot. But just to say, I did see it, and I did appreciate it. Sounds so sorry, Rachel, but while you're asleep, I replaced you with a fox. Whomst among us would not? It's kind of weird, but you know. We'll roll with it. Now we are at running speed right now, so this is Joseph absolutely booking it after this Dream Fox. This is gonna get DMCA'd, isn't it? Mia Wolf says I really love the music here. That's what makes me frightened. It's going to get DMCA'd. We're right next to the fox now. The fox is more textured now in the environment. It's more realistic. I think that's a really nice design choice. Sam says, come here, go, because he noises. Yeah. Where is my click to pet fox?
What is this?
Could not pet fox. 0 out of 10 horrible games. I'm sorry, I tried my very best to find you, but it didn't end well. Love you. The first tree. This is what I mean! We were in Joseph's perspective and then we rose up. Surely that means that Joseph flew. Directed and written by David Whale. Voices by David and Elsie Whale. Oh, that's lovely. I did get the sense that it was an incredibly personal story. This was lovely. Honestly, I had a really good time. I would say that was an hour and 45 minutes well spent. I'm just highlighting that because now we're aware that that absolutely took me 15 minutes longer than it said it would. I got a little bit lost. Yeah, it was lovely. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. If you're celebrating any festivities over the next few weeks, I hope you have a lovely time, assuming I don't see you again. And yeah, thank you so much for being here and keeping me company. I'm looking forward to coming back sometime soon with either more Signs of the Sojourner or something new. Would you like to anonymously submit your statement to the first tree to an online moderated database? It may appear randomly to other players. Oh! Are the statements on the trees written by other players? Oh, that's so lovely. No, I didn't spend much time on that since I was streaming. That's a really lovely aspect. Srelic, I hope you and your partner have a lovely anniversary. Happy anniversary. And thank you, Sam, for the well wishes. I hope you have a lovely few weeks off as well, and also a happy new year. Alright, goodbye everyone.